I'm Nate with Optimus Comics, and I'm proud to announce one of our first partner organizations and community pillars. Goblin Market, Manga, and Curiosities, located on the border of Lincoln Park and Lakeview at 2868 North Lincoln Avenue. This is Chicago's premier resource for manga fans, boasting the largest manga selection in the city. This is a queer-owned, Arab-owned, and woman-owned business, and the owners understand the value of making space for everybody. That includes making space for what we do at Optimus Comics Academy, too. I was able to sit down with two of the founders to unpack their passion and learn a little bit more about their story. I hope you enjoy, because this is an amazing opportunity for you to tap in with your local art community. All right, so hey everybody, I'm here at Goblin Market, and are we now? I'm really bad at neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Are we in Lakeview?
Yeah, so this is still Lakeview here. If you go one block south, once you cross Diversity, that's where Lincoln Park starts.
Okay.
So yeah, we're right at the border there. So
I like it.
That's not on you being confused.
Okay. Yes, awesome. Well, I'm here with Daniel, and yeah, Daniel, you are the co-owner and founder of Goblin Market. Is that correct?
Yeah. There's three of us who own the place together. We all decided to make the questionable decision of completely tossing in, like, nope, like, like, all of our money is going in this, all of our, we don't need backup jobs, we're all going full in on let's open a little store together. So yeah, there's just, the three of us who own and run the place together. This is our whole deal.
I love it. I am attracted to people who do that kind of stuff with their life, because I think it's really exciting, and also where we get a lot of our value from, right? But in order to do that, you have to have the right team around you, right? These are people who you obviously must have an immense trust in one another and relatability, and to do to go through the ups and downs of running a business.
Oh yeah.
And especially because, like, working with friends, there's a risk that, like, there might be clashes or
Oh sure, yeah.
whatever. So can you talk to me a little bit about how, what is y'all's relationship, and how did you find that level of camaraderie?
Oh yeah, so oh god, how do you even?
And it's River and Don and Daniel. That's
So River and Don, the two of them have been in the industry for I think it was 40 years between them.
wow.
Before we opened this place up, the two of them ran a small chain together. Don was there, I want to say 27 years, and River was there for I want to say something like 15 years. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But we are all just. I think we all just got kind of sick of the amount of work that we were putting in for other people's companies, and just being okay, if I'm gonna be killing myself over a job, why isn't this gonna be work that's more directly going for either myself and the community that's actually close and important to me? So I'm the new one. I've been a fan forever, but I was doing software engineering in the financial industry.
So that's a way
before.
Yeah. Career change.
Yeah, no. So because they've been kicking around some ideas for a while, but River is my actual partner, not just in the business.
Oh, got you.
So that's kind of how I got roped into this scheme of seeing her and Don getting increasingly frustrated with the last place that they were with, and then I'm just also just not in the industry they were, but in a similar headspace of I'm sick of working for somebody else. That's something that I don't actually care about. As long as okay, we're doing this. I'm totally down for the idea of not having a boss anymore and doing something that I feel actually contributes something of value to people that I care about more directly.
Yeah. No, I love that. So so this obviously is a passion project, right?
Mhm.
But can you speak? You spoke about the community
Mhm.
and you spoke about the industry. So what about like comics or comic books, like especially well, you all specialize in manga,
Yeah.
which is like sort of you know it was uncharted territory ish for Chicago in terms of like a specific like this is a
Yeah, because like I think that was like one of the things like honestly I feel like specializing that is like one of the least risky decisions that we made. Just because like manga has like it's been like a tried and true like this is the popular like the way things are swinging for ages, and like
Yeah.
it was really astounding to us that there wasn't a shop in the city with a focus on that yet, because like there's the closest that we had is there's the Kinokuniya out in Arlington Heights.
oh okay. See, I'm not even having drove out that far.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like if you lived in town, like your option was like, are you willing to drive like 45 minutes? Because like,
Sure.
like the part like I think there's a metro that can get you close-ish, but still like not like right up on it. So like you either had to have a car or be willing to do a fair hike from the train to get out there and back. So
Yeah. That and that's a barrier.
Yeah.
That's a really big
Oh,
barrier.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially if somebody's gonna go all that way just to buy like a book, when they can go
Right.
to Amazon and the book can come to them.
right, yeah.
So that brings me to my next question. And so you all have an amazing space. So if you're watching right now, you probably can't see right now, but we are in the downstairs of Goblin Market. It is a gaming haven. We have just like it seems like a space for congregation. I'm imagining D&D campaigns get played here.
So I'm gonna make one slight exception to that is we don't do a lot of specifically D&D.
Okay.
We do a lot of role-playing games, but we are very sort of tapped into like a lot of the local game designers, a lot of the like independent smaller publishers. So we actually throw a fair bit of our resources behind like trying to make those smaller independent things work, which like as far as we know, like there's one place down in Carbondale, and then there's going to be a new place opening up in Milwaukee soon. But as far as we know right now, we have the largest selection of indie role-playing games like anywhere in the area.
Let's go.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we do a fair bit of gaming, and then like also we just like use this space for a lot of just like more. We do crafting stuff, and then also just like some more like chill hangout type events.
Yeah.
Because you were asking me a little bit about like how our store relates to the community that we serve. I'd say that our best attended monthly event is our Queer Nerds meetup.
Yeah.
Which is just like a no set agenda, like occasionally a game or making friendship bracelets or something like that might break out, but usually it's just like a very free form like make friends chat type of event that we have so many people like just like in the store in general, but like specifically coming to that event who really are happy to have found us. Like one of the most common stories that we hear from like people coming to that event is like, hey, I just moved to Chicago last week. Like I completely uprooted my life because I felt like it wasn't safe, that I had to get out of Texas or Tennessee or Florida.
Oh my god.
Sure. And just like are telling like these stories like I just moved here without knowing anyone, and like I saw that there was like an event going on. They're like, hey, maybe I could like try and meet some people up here, and like probably like at least 2 or 3 times a month we hear some version of that story.
Oh man.
And like the number of people that I've seen like coming into like specifically that Queer Nerds meetup who like complete stranger, and then like as they're leaving, they're like making plans with people that they met that night. Like, hey, you want to go get dinner after this that we can keep talking. So yeah, like we love being like, like as much as like we try to relate things to like what we're doing here directly, because like we are a book and game store first and not just a community space, but like being able to make those things work together is very important to us.
Yes.
So yeah, no, that's always going to be part of the mission, that like we tie it in where we can, but like we like the idea of like like, hey, like Goblin Market is where my friends hang out, and so like I'm gonna shop there, I'm gonna come to their events, like this is just where I go to meet people sometimes. Like we maintaining that sort of culture is very important to us.
And I will also add to that, because I can see it, because I've seen you interact with the customers who come in, even while I was setting up. Like you all had, like, I came up and like, man, you all just like make friends, just like at the register all the time.
Oh yeah, and like I said, like I told you coming in on a Thursday because we're usually pretty dead, and you've still managed to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I will say too that I wanted to shout out your Discord.
Oh yeah.
Because talking about community, like I joined the Discord, and that seems like the friendliest Discord I've ever been in.
we're trying. Yeah. No, like, it's very. There's only occasionally been things that we really needed to shut down on there, and even then it's more. It's less about people choosing to be problems and more just like, hey, like maybe you didn't consider like your tone, or that this is a public forum that you're choosing to say this. Maybe like consider that, but like we've never really had any problem like oh, you are like causing problems and need to get out of here.
Right. And I think what's so beautiful about that. So quick aside. So one of my like communities is fighting games. I used to go to tournaments and stuff like that.
Sure.
And what I noticed is that, so I have like lifelong friends that I've made from like playing Tekken, right?
Oh, yeah.
And when I go online and enter like conversations about video games or fighting games or whatever online, it is the most toxic place ever.
I have heard that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then when you show up to a tournament or you're in person, you go to a local, all of a sudden everybody's so friendly, and it's like, so that space exists over there, but it doesn't exist like when you were actually face to face in physical community with each other.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like that was also that sort of that sort of disparity between like different communities, different shops, different backgrounds, just like having the range of like how friendly of an experience is going to be here was definitely something that we were aware of and trying to do something about on like the comics side of what we're doing here, because comic shops like can have like a bit of a reputation of like like those like some of those like very old school places that are just like windows papered over with posters and like bins of like dollar back issues. So they're like have not like always been like the friendliest places for if you're a woman, a queer person, a person of color going into those shops. Like there's a lot of history and baggage. Like you may not have had the best experience. Like there's plenty of great places out there, but like it's very much like like you kind of have to know the character of the shop that you're walking into. And there's been like a lot of there's been a lot of people coming in here that we've been like okay, like exactly like this is what we were going for, telling us like, hey, like like I haven't like gone into a comic shop in years, or like I've never felt like I had like a local shop that I knew was chill enough to be bringing my kid along and introducing them to some of this, and so like trying to trying to reform some of the negative connotations that some people might have when they think comic shop, like trying it can be a clean, friendly, welcoming place, and like finding other stores to like really work closely with, to be like no, like we all know each other, we all pass each other customers around and like know each other, like these are the other good places to check out. It's definitely something that we try to cultivate, because like I don't know, like some people, yeah, like, I think have some very strange and incorrect ideas about like seeing every other shop in town doing something similar as competition.
Yeah, sure.
And you know, we've been very much about like cooperating with other stores, and helping each other is a big part of like making this whole this whole project work.
It's almost like an ecosystem.
It is. You know, it's like a couple considerations, like, you know, everyone has their niche. Like,
Right.
like, you know, like some places are a little more generalist, but like, we really like the idea of like knowing what stores are best at what. Like,
Sure.
like if you know, if someone's like really looking to talk and shop manga, you know, like some of our other store owner friends and managers are gonna send them over here. We've got our list of places. Say like, you know, like if someone's showing up here and it was like I really just wanted to like, you know, talk about X-Men all day and like leaf through, like you've got like every possible thing in stock for them. We're gonna say, you know, go talk to our friends at Challengers. They're gonna be who you want for that. And it's like you know, like we're all, you know, because like I never like turning someone away when we don't have what they're looking for without being able to give them some sort of advice about like hey, like, you know, like that's not our deal, but like these guys are the best at that. Like if that's what you're looking for, you know, go talk to them and they'll be able to give you the experience that you're looking for.
So it almost feels to me like there's well, I'll say this, like you all, that's a great strategy, and I think that it works for you because ultimately the customer that comes in that is like, oh, I'm not quite looking for this or whatever, like they weren't gonna make those sales anyway.
Sure,
right?
yeah,
Like,
right,
because
yeah,
they don't have it, so it makes sense to the ecosystem.
And I feel like that's a lot more sustainable. Like you're gonna lose your mind, you're gonna overspend if you're like constantly reacting to like trying to get in everything everyone's looking for. That's just not a sustainable model.
So let me ask you this: so what would you say is like I thought you're a mission-based entrepreneur. From what it sounds like, it's like obviously there is a level of where it is commerce, like we have to make the books, but everything else, all the considerations around it, seem very intentional towards like a sense of, I don't know, belonging, community. I look at the books that you all bring in. There's a, we'll talk about that like in a second, but like let's actually, because that is, I'm fascinated by that kind of thing. But what would you say is like the mission of Goblin Market, Manga and Curiosities?
Oh God, what is? I think we wrote one up explicitly when we were in like the getting started phase. But no, like I think like like it is about like the welcoming community building. Like we want to be the home store for anyone who has felt like marginalized or unwelcomed, and that like other stores out there weren't satisfying, you know, their needs or giving them the respect that they deserve.
Right.
So yeah, I think that would I'd say is our number one. It's like if you've ever felt unwelcome in a similar type of store or nerd space in general, like we've got you. You're wanted here.
Whew. And we need that more now than ever, I think.
Oh yeah.
Given like climates and what's going on. So I also wanted to, that brings me to my next point about the books that you all have in your store. So I've shopped here a couple of times and got some really books I couldn't get in other places, books that were specifically geared towards whether it be like, I got a book on Palestine by Sako over here. I got what was it? It was I also got, there was like activist guide to like organizing from over here, right? So I feel like there's a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember which specific one you picked up because we sell a few things with similar titles like that. But yeah.
And I've been working so much I haven't got a chance to read it yet. So capitalism is they got one up on me right now. So so but can you talk about like the type of books that you like to keep in stock, or like is there a methodology behind how you pick those books?
Yeah, so I think River will definitely be able to tell you more about that because she does most of the ordering decisions.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she does it. Sometimes just like keeping track of like with like the number of small publishers and smaller distributors that we get some stuff from, just like knowing where to source everything, it can be a bit of a beast.
Sure.
But you know, I think in general though it comes back to like, you know, like some of it's a little bit less aspirational, but it all in some form or other comes back to sort of that mission statement of like who is not being served as well as they should be.
Right.
Which like, you know, like it can be like something like as like meaningful as like, you know, like telling some of these you know, queer stories, stories from the Black community, from Palestine. You know, like that's the more aspirational end of it, but it can also just be literally as like weird little publishers that people are into that other stores aren't stocking. And you know, we've consistently found that like people are so excited to see those books. So excited to see that like someone cares about again like running the gamut from like important stories to just like weird little like I remember reading this webcomic 10 years ago and I've never seen it in a store before. Just like making that person's day. You know, like that's like served the business and served our mission, we feel like a lot better than chasing like bestsellers.
Yeah, I got Castle Swimmer from here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is my webtoon that I'm reading, and now it's a full on.
Yeah, because I think like you know, pretty much like any time we've gone after situations like, well, we weren't planning on ordering this, but with how popular it's been, how could we not? Like
sure.
that has almost always backfired on us.
Because your community that you're cultivating, right? You know them better than like the national. It's almost like that's like less relevant data to you. Then
in some ways, yeah, because like, you know, like if you're interested in like, hey, like I just need to like, you know, get in and out, like get some kind of discount on whatever like the new release bestseller is. Like, you've probably already. You know, you're going to Barnes and Noble, or you've got, you know, like some other local shop that, you know, you're already going to for that sort of thing. So, like, if you're bothering to come here, it's because of either the community or because, you know, we're the shop with the weird stuff that you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah, no, I love that. And speaking of locals, I've seen, like, there's a ton of prints over here. There's the zine section. What like, I mean, like it sounds to me like there's a like how much of your store would you say is from like either indie people, like local people, like in that flavor of just like not the mainstream super big titles?
Oh yeah, no, I mean like that's most of it. Yeah. No, because like especially like on like you said, like the art and zine side, like a fair, I don't know what the exact breakdown, but like a fair chunk of it is local, but like even the stuff that's not local, like anything that is like self-distributed, self-published, that always like gets preference over anything more mainstream, and like even on, you know, the like the comic side of things, like we're much more likely to stock indie publishers, even if they're like still big.
Yeah.
Then we do like a lot less Marvel and DC than other stores. But yeah, pretty much like anything that you see like up on the walls, like if it looks handmade, it probably is. Like they don't all necessarily like live in town. Like a lot of stuff that we just find like a fair number of the art print that we have, it's because we saw like something cool on Instagram. Nice. And just figure out like hey, we like what you're making. Like, are you like how do we get a hold of some of this for the store?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of we do sometimes get people soliciting us directly. There's like, hey, like I was in the store, like I'm an artist, you want to take a look at my work, see if that's something you'd be interested in carrying. And like that is a big part of it too, is we like promoting people in our community who also promote us, and like trying to have a mutually beneficial relationship. Like if someone's been like, you know, like, hey, like I've been coming to your events, I'm all about what you're doing here, like, can we figure out something together? And like we are like much happier like working with someone local that we know, even if it involves like a little more jumping through hoops as far as like, you know, like tracking their sales and you know paying them than like we would if we were going through you know, like an actual distributor. Sure. We'd much rather figure out like, yeah, no, like you're local, you're cool. Figure out what we need to do here to get your stuff up on the wall.
I love it. And the walls are full of art. Y'all have to come check it out. This is one of like my favorite stores in the city. I think that if you are somebody who is seeking out community, this is a great place for you. If you're somebody who wants to expand your horizons and find new books or new stories that you might not have like be in like your the pipeline, right? It's not in your For You feed, but it's something that you can come here and get surprised by just some of the amazing work. And I feel like that's really unique about this space. Is like I walk in here and I'm like always shocked about the artwork, the character that you all put. I love the design and the decor. This reminds me of I used to live in a storefront and run a poetry venue when I was in my 20s, and we used to have weird stuff all the time. Like there would be like I don't know, we had like Christmas lights, like we made the stage ourselves, like, you know, like we're doing all weird stuff. Yeah, like
some of it is, you know, at the end of its life, and we're replacing some of it. But oh god, the majority of the furniture in this place is stuff that we I either got at a thrift shop or pulled out of an alley and cleaned it up.
Yeah. And it speaks to me. That's what like, that's where I'm from too. I'm from that same energy.
Yeah, no, I think we still got around here somewhere. We still got a few shelves that River got from a Blockbuster when those were shutting down.
Yo, Blockbuster! I haven't heard that in a long time. Okay, we're gonna. No, it's been a minute. So it feels like
ask her about the Blockbuster shelves when you talk to her.
For sure, I will.
because those have been following around for years for different purposes.
Yeah. Awesome. No, I love this, and I'm really excited to come here and teach and be a part of the community, participate.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be here. We're on. We said Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesday is 4 to 6 is what we were looking at.
Yeah. What we're looking at. We're gonna start in November, and this is again like I hope that anybody who's watching this, that you all can tap in with the homies at Goblin Market and really just, you know, support your local scene, right? Support your local artists. And then you get something back because they're pouring into you and they're giving you life and inspiration and belonging, right? These are the things that we really strive for as humans. So this is, to me, I feel like Goblin Market is one of the top of the Maslow's hierarchy needs. You know what I'm saying? Right there at the tippy top.
Oh, no, and that's what keeps us going. Those days that, you know, really suck as far as the actual, like, nuts and bolts of like we got to be keeping the doors open and selling books, and like something's you know getting real about that. Just like remembering how many people come here, are part of the community, have met like their like core friend groups by just like meeting them in our stores. Like, no, we got to remind them like this is what makes it worth it on those tough days, is remembering how many people I've really like gotten to know us, gotten to know the community, and like just being there for them makes those tough days worth it.
100%. And I'm my sort of like my future dream that I'm walking towards as we continue to do all this work is I would love, like, I'm working towards a future where I have like a community of students that I'm teaching here that have grown up in your shop and then have like produced their own work in your shop. And then now you're talking about a store that actually supports indie artists and local artists. So what better place to come and ply your trade than Goblin Market?
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
Right? Let's say you were a high schooler or something, you want to break in. Like, there's a chance that if you're super duper good, like, these are good folks to talk to because they're in the industry. Like, you know a lot about the distribution. You were like the nuts and bolts of all of this. That it looks like magical on the outside, but there's like a lot of like nuts and bolts and gears that you'd be able. I feel like it would be such a great opportunity for young artists to really incubate themselves here.
Oh yeah. And I'm the newest one, but like if you talk to River and Don, like the number of stories they have about like how much the industry's changed over the years, and like they've got a lot of the history in their heads and are happy to share that with people. So.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you. Y'all, Dan is the main person who made this possible. So I reached out, Dan did the thing, and now we're able to give you an opportunity to become a published author. So thank you so much, Dan.
Yeah, no, it's good talking to you.
Likewise, likewise. Okay, we're signing off. Take care, y'all. Hey, we did it! Hopefully it didn't take too long. Hey y'all, so part 2 of our Goblin Market interview series, where we're doing a spotlight on just one of the best shops in the city and the place that I really think y'all should all come and stop and visit. So I'm here with River. River, you are the co-founder and owner of Goblin Market?
Yep.
Awesome. So can you tell me a little bit about why go down this road, right? Because you've been working in comics, Dan said, for a long time, right?
Yeah, I was at the last place I was running for like 13 years or 15 years, something like that. And honestly, I don't even know how to do anything else. You order comic books, you sell comic books. What else am I going to do?
So growing up, did comics play a part in your life?
Oh yeah. I grew up with like not a ton of money. My mother would send me and my little brother to like the corner store, and whatever we didn't have to spend on like the soda or eggs that we were picking up, we were allowed to spend that like on candy or anything.
Yeah.
So we could get a comic, but it was always so much that we had to agree on which comic. So I started reading Fantastic Four with my brother because it was the only comic I could find at this like little corner store that had a woman on the cover. Everything else was all men. That was the first comic that I read was like Fantastic Four for a couple of years.
You know, it's ironic that her name is the Invisible Woman.
Yeah. It was She-Hulk was in there.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Cool, okay, that's awesome.
that brief period when She-Hulk was in there was when I started reading.
Okay.
And then, when she left, I was like, what's happening?
And everybody else is like, kid, you don't even know.
And I'm still like, wait, who's this Mr. Fantastic? Ant-Man is in the Fantastic Four. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's so true. So the fandom started at a really young age, right?
Yep.
And then what made you, like, how did you get into actually, like, working in terms of, like, distributing comics? Or, like, was there anything in your life about a community around comics that you had growing up? Or was that something that you had to build afterwards?
Well, I'm kind of, I don't know, I function a little bit on spite.
Okay.
And I was trying to finish a comic collection out when I was like late teens, going store to store, and everybody would talk to the guy I was with who was driving, and not to me. And so at that point, I'm just like, I'm going to get a job at a comic store. I'm getting a job at a comic store and I'm not going to be a jerk. And then, got a job at a comic store and never left.
I love that. I love that. So I feel like I'm talking to somebody who you're one of those people. You're in it. You are committed. You put in the time, and you've made something that I think is really unique in the space, right? Of all the stores I've been to, none of them feel like this. And I was telling Dan, I love your decor. Even everything here feels like it has a relationship versus like I'm picking things out of a catalog and I'm Marie Kondo designing it. Everything here feels like there's a story behind it, or there's like a lived experience that's attached to it. Can you talk a little bit about just like how you set this space up? I mean, this is your baby.
So we didn't have a lot of money starting it up. So a lot of our furniture is vintage. Most of it's from like the Restore, the like Habitat for Humanity, like thrift store, or straight up pulled out of like dumpsters, pulled up.
You would never be able to know. That's crazy.
A lot of our fixtures are things like 2 coffee tables stacked on top of each other. So note that when you go back upstairs. And some of those coffee tables were things like, we saw one in the alley behind our apartment. We're just like, oh, that's a good coffee table. Go grab it. Daniel's parents pulled over on the side of the road because they saw a good table. But this is what I've been doing even back at my last place, because I didn't own that place, but the owner lived in New York, didn't really put a lot of work into it, didn't put money into it. So when we needed fixtures, it was like, the Blockbuster down the street's closing and we're dumpster diving and pulling the fixtures out of the Blockbuster dumpster.
Oh, wow.
And some of that has come with me here too. We did buy stuff too. Everything's not dumpster furniture, but a lot of it's just from wherever we could get it.
So this feels like your energy is reflected in your clientele, it seems to me, because the people who are on the shelves are people who are, a lot of them, it sounds like, are independent publishers or people who are, quote unquote bootstrapping or like, going against the grain to make their dreams come true.
Yeah, we go really hard on the indie stuff. And part of that's because that's what we like and that's what we read. But it's also like Chicago is a really crowded market for comics. There's so many other comic stores. And like, if those comic stores sucked, we could come in and say, we're setting up a traditional comic store and we're gonna show them, their customers are gonna come to us. But they're actually really awesome. Chicago has some of the best comic stores in the country. I'm pretty sure possibly the world.
Yeah, so, we're very fortunate.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna fight them because I'm not sure we would win. They've been doing this for a while and they're really good. So we were coming in doing something a little bit different. I've been running a store for a while and manga was just exploding, and realized there's no manga store in Chicago.
Right.
So we'd focus on manga, focus on indies, and if someone comes in looking for something mainstream that we don't have, our goal is to send them to like a Challengers or Alley Cat or something else local. Let them know where they can get it before they go to Amazon.
Yeah.
But we focus on indies for our shelves.
I love it. And another, even beyond indie, I think there's another sort of like lens or layer of types of books that I see in your store, specifically around like cultural impact or like social justice or just like things that are like tangible material reality, things that we deal with in our lives and not just escapes. So I think that comics, a lot of people look at them as an escape from things that are oppressing. But in this store, I feel like I've seen a lot of the other side of that too.
Yeah, we're trying to meet the moment. Everything is pretty scary right now.
Sure.
We're a queer and Arabone store, so like we're definitely feeling a little nervous, even being like here in Chicago, in Illinois. And we have people who are like visiting from other places or who've just like moved up from other places where they're actively like being targeted right now. We want to be able to give everyone some sort of escapism, something that's, queer joy is what we focus on for our books, but also something like actionable. And we try to stay out of the like, this is just depressing, like misery, we're all gonna die sort of books. We aim to have stuff that's like, here's how you store food, here's how you like organize a protest, here's history that's actionable right now, rather than getting either mired in just pure escapism or gloom and doom.
Sure. And it shows. I've found some amazing gems just being in your store. And also what I love too is I was like your Discord. I joined the Discord and I felt like everybody was so amazing in there too. And even how you interact with your customers, it feels very like friendly, like not familial necessarily. It might be strangers or just meeting each other, but there is a sense of like we're meeting each other at like the way you would at like a convention or something, rather than like a bus stop, right? It's not like a transactional relationship that you have cultivated. What is your like serving the community mean to you in regards to your shop and like who you bring in and who you take care of?
Yeah, so we like being somebody's first comic shop. Because like I said, I went to stores that were not terribly friendly to me when I was younger.
Yeah.
So our goal is to be like a space that people want to go first and a bookstore, comic store second. And stuff like our Discord reflects that. I think we are got about 600 people on there right now. And some of them are people who've stopped in the store once and just want somewhere that they can like talk indie tabletop games. And some of the people in there are in the store like 4 times a week. And it's great seeing like those people interact, having people just like join the Discord because they've come through Chicago once, and now we know like every time they come back, they're gonna come back here, and hopefully they'll come back to Chicago more often. Like I said, pretty cool town.
Yeah, no, I've been here for my whole adult life pretty much, and
Nice.
Yeah, it's been really good to me.
Nice.
So I'm really fortunate to be here, and thank you for collaborating with me, because one thing that I'm really excited about is, we're teaching comics in your space because of like the container that is here, right? I'm kind of a nomad. I don't have a physical location. I have all of my supplies and everything, and I've been a teaching artist. I mean, my first youth work job was when I was 18. I'm 37 now, and like that whole time, like supporting young people and giving them the support that I didn't have when I was their age. I feel a kindred with you in that way, right? Like sometimes what we do as adults is really nurturing the child that didn't get what they needed, right? So I'm super excited about bringing people into the space because I feel like it's a place where you can grow and develop. And I think there's also like a connection between like this indie sort of, because I feel like you basically, right? Like in terms of, I used to be like in a big nonprofit, and I was doing a lot of this work, this legwork, and then I was getting burnt out, and I wasn't feeling super hopeful about it, and I was like, if I'm the person that's pushing the cart forward, and I don't feel hopeful, then like maybe we can make adjustments, right? But you all have created such an awesome oasis. I wanted to really congratulate you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I think like you're saying, like kind of feeling the kinship here.
Yeah.
All of us like finding ways that we can help, things that are like in our lane to keep people engaged and to just kind of build community around us. And I think that's real important.
Yeah.
Because I never want to be one of those people who says like, this is hard and I'm just gonna like be done. I always want to be building something.
No, and it shows, because you all did a great job, and this is not an easy industry. As a comic book retailer, there's way easier ways to make a buck. Like,
Wait, I thought I was gonna get rich off of comics. I've got my Superman #1.
Oh yeah. I still have some like people who are like older folks in my family who don't quite like connect to the root of it. They're like, oh yeah, like my kid so and so collects comics, and I gotta. And like speculators, and I was like, y'all, the gold rush is over.
That short box of like X-Men #1 with the card still in there.
Yeah. So can you like share with our audience here, like what, I guess like wrapping it up, like what would you say is your mission statement with Goblin Market, or what were you trying to add to the city or to the world with creating this space for us?
I just wanted to make a space that wasn't there for me when I was younger, something that was more femme-friendly, more queer-friendly, and a little bit more focused on things that aren't superheroes.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the comic industry, it's really hard to like find things that keep going, to find like publishers that are still going, not always focusing on superheroes. So just to be able to support those more like experimental, like indie, like female written, queer written books.
Mm-hmm. So I was gonna end it there, but that sparked something in me. So what is the value of like the stuff that is on the margins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you speak to like why is it important for us to have, if it's on the margins, like why not just keep it on the, why bring a space for things on the margins?
Well, one of the reasons, I'm just going to totally like derail this question and
Yeah.
talk about something different for a second.
Sure.
We don't actually have like a queer section in our store, even though we're a queer-owned store, because I'm pretty sure that most people like books that have queer characters if they're
Yeah.
a good book.
Yeah.
So the books that are on the margin sometimes, it's not because they're, not as good, it's because they haven't like found their audience. And bringing them to people in a space that isn't putting them in their own corner and saying, now that's the corner you go to if you want books for women.
Yeah.
Just putting those in with the other comics, with the other graphic novels. We found a wider audience for them that wouldn't have necessarily looked at the queer shelf or like at books for women. And we're kind of finding ways, at least in our store, that we can bring those books in, like, so they're not on the margins anymore. Because they're just as strong, their creators are just as good, but they don't have, like, 50, 80 years of publishing history behind them to give them that momentum. So we want to be a place that kind of makes space for the books that don't have that publishing momentum.
I love that I didn't even, when you said that about like the section actually can sometimes prevent people. I never made that connection till just right now, and it reminds me of when I used to work in bookstores. Like we have like the black section of the bookstore, and I was like that, like to your point, right? Like it's like it limits, because it's like if you don't. You may like bell hooks.
Yep.
Right? You may.
But if you don't think of yourself as a reader of black books, you might never go to that section and pick it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so just having it be like by interest, it will allow, and yeah, I like it. It is that's so dope. I'm gonna take that and incorporate it somehow in my life, because I love that you did. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't think I have any more cool questions.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your time. And like we're gonna be signing off. Oh, real quick, remember we're gonna be here Tuesdays from 4 to 6 in November. So please sign up so you can come and be a part of this amazing community. Thank you so much, River.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.